Hey you guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Long time no see, kind of. But today is a really exciting video. In case you're curious as to why I look so weird, I have on all of my makeup, base-wise and eyebrows. But we skipped eyeshadow today because, if you can't tell by the color of my shirt, today we are going to be reviewing and demoing the Jeffree Star Bloodlust eyeshadow palette. This thing is humongous. Like, are you kidding? Like, just for comparison, and I love my conspiracy palette, and mine is like beat up, busted to house, so please don't judge me. But like, and obviously this is the packaging. I thought the conspiracy palette was huge. And this palette, girl. Mine isn't packaged how it initially was because I already got it out and swatched some of them because I couldn't help myself. But this is the packaging here. This is the unit carton. I thought it was really thoughtful that Jeffree actually switched up and upgraded his packaging for this palette because of the different shape of it. And he added this extra section here, which obviously mine is beat up, but to ensure that none of the shadows are busted in transport, because we all know how rough FedEx and UPS could be. Just saying. But anyway, so just to get started, first of all, this palette feels like a dream. Okay, it is so soft, gorgeous. I mean, seriously, have you ever seen a palette more beautiful in your life? You can really tell in this palette that there was so much thought and so much love. Like, even just this little like crown here, it feels quality, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like metal, and then it has like the little like knob mechanism here, and then the like embroidery on the back, or stamping, or whatever you want to call it, here with all of the logo and ingredient information. I mean, this is especially just like a makeup collector's dream. This thing is beautiful. You can tell it's absolute high quality just from first glance and just like touching it. I mean, this is the type of palette that like I have palettes where I don't care if they get thrown around or busted or whatever, you know, like the packaging, it is what it is. But like, this is the type of palette, like, I'm probably going to put it back in the packaging when I put it away because I want it to stay this pretty. Hopefully. I can be a little rough on stuff, but the moment we've all been waiting for, even though a lot of us have already seen the swatches on this. I did put the little plastic piece back in there. Jeffree did actually enhance this little plastic piece just to help, again, to make sure that the shadows do not come busted. It has a super high quality mirror. You can see all my junk on my vanity. Sorry. But here are the shadows. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous. Huge standard Jeffree pan sizes. Wet Jewel called my name immediately, so I swatched it. I'm sorry. But it's super cute, and I love this, the guillotine stamp on Betrayal. I think that's so cute. And then there's a serpent. And so there's a lot of cute new stamps in here, just aside from his standard Jeffree Star stamps. Just a quick few call outs. I'm definitely going for a more purple look today, probably with some pink in it, you know, really original for me. But just a few call outs. I mean, this shade right here, Vile Serpent, that is like my perfect teal. Like, it's gorgeous. And Sworn Enemy, I mean, it's gorgeous. If you hear any noises in the background, my pugs are playing, so just, I'm sorry. But I mean, seriously, this palette looks absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to see how it performs. I'm a little bit biased. I'm a huge Jeffree fan, and I have been for a long time since he's done music. So I expect them to be amazing because I've never known anything different from his products. So let's go ahead and get started. Where do I want to start at? I think where I want, okay, first of all, I want to talk about this. And this is actually going to be the first shade that I start with. Deviant, right here. It is shocking to me how many people don't know how to say that word. you know, deviant, as in someone who is misbehaved. I've seen people say deviant. I've seen people say devent. I mean, seriously, like, not to be an asshole, but like, seriously, I've been watching a bunch of like videos and tutorials on this, and I'm just like, nobody knows how to fucking say that. What? Anyway, so to get started, I'm going to be using the shade Deviant. This probably, if I miss a step, I'm sorry. I'm not really aiming for this to be a super in-depth tutorial. This is really just to try the shadows out. But I will be trying the best as I can to list all of these as we go down the line. So I'm going to start with Deviant, which is this lavender purple shade. So there is, if it bothers you, there's a little bit of kickback in the pan. It does not bother me. I don't care. Just blow it off. It is what it is. So I'm going to start with that. If I'm looking down here, it's because that's where my mirror is. And I can also use this too. Oh my God. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but that's so pretty. There's a little bit of fallout. That's not the shadow's fault. I forgot to tap off the excess. So just be warned, make sure you tap off the excess. And purples are, from what I know, extremely hard to make. But this is blending like a dream. Blending like an absolute dream. Now, I will say this, for me, I am very fair. And it's showing up really, and you know, it's showing up well in my crease. For someone with a darker skin tone, this probably would not work as a transition shade. It could, but this likely would be more of like a lid shade, I would think, for someone with a darker skin tone than myself. Even like a medium to deep skin tone, maybe light medium, it would be fine. I could be wrong. So, you know, take what I say with a grain of salt. But for me, it's still, you know, although I'm very fair, it's still pretty faint-ish. But it is blending out really, really nicely. I absolutely love the color purple. So now what I want to do, switching brushes to a smaller, this is a, it just says e.l.f. blending brush. It's like this like flat kind of paddle blending brush. I'm actually going to go in with the shade Vivid Mood right here. This like darker but still like a lavender color. I'm going to go in with that, tap off the excess, and I'm going to take that just a little bit lower in the crease and kind of pack that right here and then start blending that in. This brush, aside from the palette, this e.l.f. brush is one of my favorite brushes of all time because it is so nice because of the shape. It really focuses on the, you know, it really keeps it where the color, where you want it in your crease, but it also simultaneously blends that out, which I really love. I have to set that palette down. That bitch is hefty, which I love, but also my arm hurts. So now I'm gonna go in with the shade High King right here. And I'm gonna kind of do the same thing, but I'm gonna take a little bit less on my brush because it seems, this is one of those colors that seems like it's gonna be really pigmented. And I'm just taking a little bit more of that because I'm obsessed with it and I want it more in my crease. I want it to be more vivid. Oh, I love the undertone on that. It's like a, I don't want to say a fuchsia, but kind of a fuchsia. It has like a fuchsia undertone to it. And I am obsessed. I just love purple. Purple is probably, it's definitely one of my favorite colors. I would say probably my second favorite color to yellow. Yellow just speaks to me. It's my fave, but I love purple. And now what I'm going to do is actually go back in with that initial deviant color, just because I feel like it got lost a little bit, and I really want to keep that purple or that lavender up at the top of the crease and really blow that out. So I'm just going to take a little bit more of that, tap off the excess, and just kind of go around the edges just to bring that color back. Okay, perfect. Now I'm just going to lightly tap into High King again, just to make sure that that is all seamless, and just kind of run that through each side really lightly. God, I'm really into this already. I just love purple. I just do. Let me see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a teeny tiny Morphe brush. This is the Morphe M506. This is a little tiny detail crease brush. And I'm going to go in with the shade Blood Queen. This one, oh my god, this shade looks so pretty. So I'm going to get a good coating of that and then tap off the excess. And I'm really going to tap that in there and deepen that all up. I feel like the camera isn't even doing it justice, but it still looks pretty bright on camera. But in person, these shades are so vivid. I'm just gonna hop back in and wipe away any fallout. There is fallout, but it's so minimal, and I get the same fallout with like a freaking brown. You know what I mean? I think I just over apply shadow on my brushes, but whatever. Now what I'm gonna do is go back in with a little bit of High King, like a teeny, and then just kind of blend over this edge really lightly, like I'm barely touching my eye. I just want to make sure that that transition is there. I feel like with blending, it is a lot of, especially with colorful shades, it's a lot of like back and forth and back and forth. Just to, you know, sometimes you lose a little bit of one shade and you have to go back and whatever. And I have hooded eyelids, so I always catch myself like going like this when I'm doing my eyeshadow, and then I like go like this and I'm like, I lost all of it. So sometimes I like to just kind of relax and then go back in and blend a little bit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the shade Take the Crown, which is this really pretty kind of metallic lavender. I'm going to go in with that dry just to see how it performs. And then if I want to go in with it wet, I can do that. Just... Okay, but seriously, that is so pretty. And what I'm gonna kind of do, I'm not really doing a cut crease because it's actually like 7 p.m. on Sunday right now, and I'm taking this off and going to bed like right after I do this. But I am gonna kind of do something similar too. Why am I holding my eyeliner? Going to pick up a little bit more of that just to bring that straight out. I picked up way too much and now it's falling on my face. And now what I'm going to do is I did wet my brush just a little bit, and I'm going to go in with Wet Jewel, which is that really pretty pink shade right here, this pink metallic shimmer. I'm going to go with that and put that like in the center of the lid. I mean, seriously, that's so pretty. And then now I'm just going to blend out a little bit. And I actually, just for shits and giggles, want to go in with that Wet Jewel shade on my finger and see, you know, what that, oh my god, that's so pretty. Seriously, I just want to, oh my god, that is so freaking pretty. Okay, I went from applying it just on the center of my lid to my whole lid because it's so pretty. But like, look at it when you apply it with your finger. It's so much more metallic. Ooh. Gorge. Gorge. Okay, so I think that's it for the top of the eyes. I'm really happy with that. And oh my god, that Wet Jewel shade is just like, it's hidden. But anyway, so for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with Blood Queen, which was that darker shade right here. I'm going to go in with that on a flat definer brush. This is from e.l.f. And I'm going to pack that on my lower lash line. I believe Morphe makes one just like this for this flat brush. So I'm going to pack that in here, kind of like, I would say 3/4 of the way in, or 2/3 ish. Now I'm gonna go in with a Morphe E18, which is a little teeny tiny pencil brush, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Vivid Mood, which was that second lavender shade that we used. I go in with that, and I really want to blow out that color a lot. So now I'm going to go in with Wet Jewel, and I'm going to put that in my inner corners. That is so pretty. That would be so cute for like a fun pink highlight. Okay, so I will be right back. I'm going to throw on some liquid liner and mascara. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look with winged eyeliner and mascara. I also did throw on a quick gloss from ColourPop. This is the Ultra Glossy Lip in Fairy Floss. So my overall thoughts, I absolutely love this palette. I love it from a collector's perspective. I think it's gorgeous. I think it performs extremely well. I wouldn't have expected anything less from Jeffree. Frankly, I think that Jeffree has some of the, if not the best eyeshadows on the market, and they are cruelty-free. He puts a lot of thought into his packaging, although it's not necessarily like a drugstore price point. I think that you really feel the quality in the shadows, also the packaging, and all the campaigns. I think it's worth the extra money, I guess is what I'm saying. And I'm a drugstore girl. Everything else on my face right now, besides the eyeshadow and the mascara, is either drugstore or affordable, right? So I think for a lot of times you can get a similar look for a cheaper price, but I think that for Jeffree's shadows and the quality of his products, all of his products altogether, frankly, I think they're definitely worth your money. If you were hesitating on trying out or, purchasing this palette or any of his other palettes, I don't think that you could possibly be disappointed at all. They're extremely pigmented. They perform extremely well. It's so hard to do purples. A lot of people know this, especially the reason it's so hard to do purples in general is it's just hard, but also to do them in a vegan formula makes it even more difficult. And the fact that he goes that extra mile and they perform as well as they do, I just think it's an overall great palette. So all in all, like I said, I definitely think that this is a great palette. The shadows in there, you know, the color scheme, I love that it's not all completely monochromatic. There's a few pops of colors in there. And the even like wet jewel, right? It looks kind of just like a basic, not basic, but it looks just like a pink shadow in the pan, but it has like a holographic pull to it, which I think makes it really unique. So overall, I love the palette. I will definitely be using it again. And when I run out, I will probably purchase it again. But otherwise, thank you guys for tuning in to this demo and review. If you liked today's video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and definitely subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new to my channel, again, my name is Brazy Thomas. I definitely appreciate if you subscribe. If you want to be notified every time I post a video, if you ring the notification bell in the description bar down below, you will be notified every time I post. But otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.